Now, she's still going to get there, right? She should arrive at noon. There is no maybe she may not even show up at all. They're saying she will definitely be there, but they're not sure of the time.
Oh,
so it's a little bit weaker, but she's still coming.
Okay, she's still coming. We just don't know when.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like it shouldn't be a problem. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, no, it shouldn't be a problem. You know what I mean? That's very, possibility, okay?
Mhm.
And now the one below that is the one where it's even weaker, like I suppose. If you just said I suppose, you're right.
Okay.
That's called, that would be the second class. Okay? But if you say I suppose you could be right, you have two qualifiers there now, right?
Yes.
Suppose and could.
Okay.
So with those two qualifiers, it makes my supposing weak,
Mhm.
and it makes that person's state of correctness also weak.
Okay.
Okay, so you're like, I suppose you could be right. That makes it even less probable because you have two qualifiers there: suppose and could.
Suppose and could. I suppose you could be right. So basically, they're just saying that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, now there's a whole bunch of other ones too that we could go through, but for the sake of right now, this was a little bit more difficult than some of the other ones like nouns and pronouns. So we're gonna stick with these basic ones first, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so there's other ones after that, but I want to move on to adverbs.
Okay.
All right. So can you give me an idea of what an adverb is? Do you know?
I'm not exactly sure what an adverb would be.
Okay,
so.
you can go ahead and write that down. Go ahead.
Okay.
Just say adverb. Here is I'll give you the actual definition of the adverb here. Okay, it modifies verbs and it contributes to the meanings of various sorts of sentences. Now that might sound a little bit complex,
Mhm.
but basically this can be very, very simple. I'll give you one if you want to write it down.
Yes.
Jim pointed there.
Jim pointed
There.
there. Okay, can you give...
Now, pointed, here, no, first tell me, what would Jim be?
Jim would be the noun.
Very good. And how about pointed?
The verb.
There you go. Now, what did I just say about adverbs? They modify the verbs.
They modify
They describe the verbs.
Modify
Yep.
verbs.
So what that means is basically, there is describing where the action of pointing, right?
Yes.
You can just say Jim pointed.
Okay.
But Jim pointed where?
Where?
Jim
So,
pointed there.
Okay.
So an adverb modifies the action to make it even more specific.
Okay.
Right.
So if I put food on the table, table would be the adverb.
Well, table is still just a noun. Remember that? Because table is a person, place, thing. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you can say, I put food over there, then that's fine.
Okay.
That is what you would want to say.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Or it's there on the table. Something like that. But
Okay.
table is always a noun.
Okay.
Because it's a thing.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, and now you can also have it for expressions of how you feel too, though.
Mhm.
Like, she sang joyfully at the service for church. She sang joyfully.
Okay.
Sang is the verb, right?
Right.
But how did she sing?
Joyfully.
There you go. Give you one more here. Okay, this one's a little bit more trickier.
Okay.
Okay. Soon, Netta will retire. What's the adverb in that sentence? Soon, Netta will retire. What do you think?
Okay, so retire would be the action,
Mm-hmm.
but she's retiring soon.
There you go. See, sometimes the modifier or the qualifier happens at the beginning of the sentence in English.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent job. That's very good. And just like here's the last one, just so we can get this out. We visit our friends in Pittsburgh frequently.
We visit our friends in Pittsburgh frequently.
There you go. You got it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there's no questions on this.
No.
These adverbs make sense.
Adverbs make a lot of sense, actually.
Okay, good. Now there's different types of them. Like I said, there's many different forms that are more complicated. They, sometimes it's not just one word; it's a whole phrase of a sentence or a whole part of a sentence. But for right now, because I'm trying to cover a whole bunch of different words, and I don't want to overload you.
Yes.
So let's just stick with this right now, okay?
Yeah.
So that's perfect. Now we're gonna move on to what are called articles.
Articles.
Do you know what articles are?
Not in the sense that you're talking now.
Yeah, okay. Articles are actually they're not unique to English, of course, but a lot of other languages do not have specific words like or the, or in, or those kind of things. That is what an article is.
Okay.
Okay. So he picked up a book.
So
Is the article.
is the article.
She went to the store. What do you think the article would be? She went to the store.
She went. The.
The is the article there, right?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So these actually give people a lot of trouble actually when it comes to this kind of thing. Sometimes, like, there's a few sentences here that we got from the book. Can you read these two first sentences and then
Sure.
tell me which one you think is correct or which one you think is incorrect? Are they both wrong? Are they both correct? Go ahead, tell me.
Okay. I stopped a car and got in.
Okay, and next one.
I stopped the car and got out.
Okay.
Okay.
Which one are these both correct? Are they both incorrect? Which one is right? Which one is wrong?
I'm not exactly sure. They both look right because you have to stop a car before you get in, and you have to stop a car before you get out.
That's true, but look at this here. Remember, when we're talking about words like articles, like and the. Okay. Now, when you want to say like is when it's very non-specific. Like she goes to a school. It can be any school, right?
Right.
He goes to the top school for architecture. There's only one of those in the area, right? If you're in a certain area, say she goes to the best school. There's only one best, right?
Okay. You can't say I went to a best school.
Yeah. Well, you can say I went to one of the best schools for engineering. Okay? One of, but there it's still qualifying it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you're still being specific.
Yes.
Okay? So when it comes to that, you're still being specific about the best for engineering,
Right.
but there is more than one of really good schools. So you can say like I went to one of the best schools for engineering, but it's still best school for engineering. That's still the specific title.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think I get it.
Okay, good. All right. So here's what we were gonna do. Last thing here. I stopped a car and got in. I stopped a car and got out.
Okay.
Now I stopped a car and got in. This could be are you in the car or are you out of the car? What do you think?
You're out of the car because you have to get in it.
There you go. I stopped a car and got in. Okay. So that can be you just on the street. You stop someone, you get in, right?
Okay.
How about I stopped a car and got out?
Okay. So that would be wrong
Okay. Why?
because what car?
Yes, exactly. See, I stopped a car and got out. You got out of where? You got out of the street. You got out of the car you were in.
Right.
You can say I stopped the car and got out.
Because that kind of gives you the idea that you're in it. If
The
it's
yes, the implies
Okay.
that it is yours. You're in it right now.
Okay.
Okay.
I see. So let me write
Got
that
that?
down. Yep.
Okay. And there's a couple more that we're gonna go over just to make sure we got these articles down.
Okay.
And there's one that I was gonna skip here, but we should probably do this one anyway. This one says here, paper is made from wood, and this one says here the table is made out of wood. Now you see how there's from and out of? Do you know why you can't use from in this sentence and you can't use out of in this sentence?
Okay. No.
Okay,
I don't.
paper is made from wood. So you're taking the actual property, like a wood, like a tree, and you're changing the property itself, right? You're not just taking it and putting it over there. You know, there's a process that involves making paper, right?
Okay.
So you're kind of changing the properties of the actual wood. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You're changing it. Now, when you say the table is made out of wood, you're just taking a piece of wood. You're not really changing it. You're just carving into it.
Okay.
You know? So when it comes to making paper, there's many different processes that take this and they change it from its first state. This is no longer just wood. There's
Okay.
other things involved with paper.
Okay.
However, a table is just wood. You know, you're not changing the basic properties of this.
Okay.
You're just taking a bigger piece and making it smaller with, you know, legs and a,
Okay.
and a you know,
Yes.
smooth surface.
Because this is closer to actual wood than paper is.
Yes, perfect. That's
Okay.
it. So these ones can give people a hard time. So do you understand from and out of?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How about this one here? Come back in 30 minutes. Come back within 30 minutes. What's the difference?
Okay. So if going based on what we've been talking about,
With
coming back,
and the.
yes, coming back in 30 minutes, it's that specific because it wants you back in 30 minutes, like it's actual. Like,
From right now, right?
From right now, like if it's